Hello, my name is Asha Gehring. I'm a junior at Sunset High School, and I take IB Physics. Last year, during my environmental issues class, I studied the effects of GMOs. For this video, I created the introduction, the concept map at the end, and I explored how GMOs affect humans and the environment.
Hi, my name is Annalisa Mastine. This year I'm taking IB Chemistry and IB Biology. My part in this video included final mixing and editing, citing sources, as well as the study of GMOs and their relation to human health and ethics.
Hi, I'm Isaac. I am in IB Sports Health Sciences, and I will be talking about some statistics on GMOs, some GMO chemicals that they put on plants, and how GMOs affect humans.
GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, are a hot-button issue today. They're widely talked about, but it's easy to be confused as to what GMOs really are. Essentially, GMOs are created when the genes of one plant or animal are artificially taken and forged into the DNA of another organism. This process may be termed genetic engineering or genetic modification. A simplified version of one of the methods of genetic modification is shown in this diagram. GMOs are also referred to as transgenic organisms. Many foods such as corn, canola, sugar beets, and even papaya or zucchini are genetically modified. GMOs have been linked to several controversies, however they've also been lauded for their potential benefits.
Glucophosphate is a naturally occurring broad-spectrum systemic herbicide produced by several species of Streptomyces soil bacteria. The herbicide glucophosphonate kills plants because it inhibits the plant enzyme glucamine. This ubiquitous enzyme is found also in fungi, bacteria, and animals. Consequently, glucophosphonate is toxic to most organisms. 85% of corn in the United States is genetically modified, which is 26% worldwide. 70 to 90% of processed foods in the grocery store shelves contain genetically modified foods. Scientists speculate that on the rise of infertility, low birth weight babies, and other reproductive elements in the United States population since the mid-1990s is linked to genetically modified foods. The increase in diseases and disorders that are affecting Americans today are due to GMOs.
When GMOs are consumed, the consideration that went into creating them really comes into play. They're highly resistant to harsh climates, herbicides, diseases, among a number of other things, and this has caused the pests living on these crops to evolve into superbugs. Once these superbugs, viruses and bacteria, often E. coli, get into a human, illness can come along. And because these contaminants are so tough, their increased time in the body will cause more serious symptoms that can leave permanent damage, especially in individuals with a compromised immune system, the elderly, and children. On the other side of the issue regarding GMOs and human health is the controversy regarding not food items, but the pharmaceutical and health industry. Many large companies are utilizing these same disease-causing GMOs to help cure and prevent disease. But these beneficial practices have large ethical issues as well. One example of this is CRISPR, a technology that allows modification of the human genome. Through an altered RNA tracking enzyme, rates of future heart disease, as well as tragic congenital birth defects and illnesses, could decrease drastically, but because of the fact that it requires experimentation on human embryos, the rate at which it was developed left little time to decide if it would even be a good or ethical idea.
Though it may seem strange that fruits, or vegetables, could be considered intellectual property, many GM seeds are in fact patented. There's a monopoly on GM crops, as 4 biotech companies, including Monsanto, own 80% of the U.S. corn market and 70% of the soybean market in Maharashtra, a small state in India. More than 95% of the cotton industry is owned by Monsanto. More than 250,000 small farmers in Maharashtra have committed suicide since 1998, and this has been linked to the high prices of GM seeds. GM crops, such as these bananas, are often bred to be resistant to pesticides, insects, or viruses. This can be harmful to pollinators. For example, neonicotinoid pesticides are often used on GM crops, and they have been linked to a worldwide decline in bee population.
Bt corn, which is altered to be toxic to insects, is harmful to monarch butterflies. GM crops are potential weeds, and they can damage the soil and decrease the fertility of the land. On the other hand, GM crops have been linked to a decrease in pesticide use by up to 581 million kilograms. GM crops have been shown to maximize the efficiency of farmland, and they eliminate the need to till the soil. water-efficient maize for Africa, developed by Monsanto, is a GM strain of corn that's being used to help farmers grow food in arid places. Clearly, GM crops have potential benefits to society. However, due to various factors, we're not necessarily using them wisely. So GMOs, controversy or potential solution? It may be up to us to decide that. GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, are connected to a variety of complex issues today. For example, they're connected to environmental issues, human health, biotech companies, and crop yield. These issues are in turn connected to a variety of other sub-issues. For example, biotech companies are connected to the economic monopoly that there is on GM crops. They're also connected to seed patents, and the rising prices of seeds is connected to human health and mental health. Thus, all the complex connections between GMOs and other issues are clearly visible, demonstrating how they are an increasingly important issue in this changing world.